different people discover different things about themselves and their emotions at different point. There isn't a right way and a wrong way, but there is a massive opportunity that's here.
Yeah.
And the goal of this work we're doing right now is not to just try and get rid of your anger. I would like you to leave here feeling angry. just so you're aware. It's like, you may or may not, and they're not attached to that, but just so you're aware that the purpose of this is not to effectively release your anger so you walk away feeling bathed and pure and empty. It's like, yes, in time, we want there to be a metabolization and digestion of your anger. But part of your journey with anger is to make friends with it, to get used to it, to discover how it feels.
Yes.
Because it's not, there's all this history and story that there's good emotions and there's bad emotions. There's like the good little girl being accommodating and being happy and being smiley and being this and being that. And her being sad or her being rageful or her being angry is not okay. The frame that I have is all of those feelings are welcome. And actually that the gift of sadness is love and joy, because you can't have love and joy without risking sadness, which is the loss of something we love and we feel sad. So if we can't have sadness, we can't have love, because they're two sides of the same equation. We can't have power and we can't have boundaries and strength without having our anger, because it's the fuel. It's like it's the strength that goes, I'm angry because my boundary has been violated and I'm going to say no. And I'm going to defend my no. So we need to make friends, become familiar with your anger, not as a negative emotion that we need to purge and get rid of, but as a feeling that is entirely necessary and healthy as part of your experience. Now, it's not that you want to spend the rest of your life feeling angry the whole time. It's like waves in an ocean. Sometimes the anger wave comes and we feel it, go, wow, yeah, I feel angry about that. But because we know it and because it's welcome, it doesn't consume us and overtake us and cause us to be unkind or bitchy or mean to someone, but we can have the energy of it to fuel a boundary or to say no or to call us to action, to actually, I really care about this. I feel angry. I'm going to stand up for it and I'm going to fight for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's looking at it in a it's a subtle shift, but it is a different way than I've looked at it before. Because before, certainly in workshops I've done in the past and stuff I've done, it is all about, getting rid of it all. And you think you'll get rid of it all and then it'll be all right and then it won't come back.
And then you can be a good little girl again.
Yeah, exactly, which is not helpful. And what I've found with certainly looking at it, sort of comparing it to how I've been dealing with the sadness, there has been, on a positive, there has been a couple of times when there's been other sadnesses that have come up that I've cried through or felt through or acknowledged through, whatever, in this last couple of weeks, and then that's felt a lot better. And I suppose what I've come to some kind of realization of is that will be the pattern. That is the pattern of life. Yeah. It isn't that you do this and then it's gone and forgotten about, because there will be other things, and it's how that's dealt with. And I guess with what you've just said now, it's the same with the anger. And I don't think I've taken that on board, that the anger is something that I'll feel and see if it's coming from my inner critic and then deal with it in that way. Or I don't know, just be with it, but acknowledge it, or see if there's something that needs to be said, but in a way that's not cruel.
Right. That's the thing. It's not being, my invitation is not to be reactive or be sloppy with your anger or to vomit it at people or to use it in a kind of underhanded ways. It's to be able to have just that very clear boundary that says that's not okay.
Yeah.
And to be strong and to feel empowered in that boundary, not to feel like you're the little girl that's saying, sorry, can you please not do that? But to be in your kind of what we call your adult chair.
Yeah.
And as an adult to say, that's not acceptable. That is crossing a line for me. But you need the access to the strength. Otherwise it's a sort of empty, please don't do that because there's no juice behind it.
Yeah.